So first off, Simon Mitchell, Vice President, Resilient Habitats at WWF Canada. I'm coming to you from the Wolastoq, which is the Good and Bountiful River, known home and traditional territory to the Wolastoq for the last 10,000 plus years. So we've been very fortunate to be working in the region for close to a decade now. On all sorts of things. Mainly it stemmed around river health and ensuring the health of this river. It faces significant threats, and that has brought around all sorts of collaborations, but I think today I'll speak about some of our climate vulnerability and climate adaptation work and how those collaborations with municipalities and others have helped move those communities forward.
So then on that, just a bit of expanding of sort of a little bit more who is involved, what types of actors, and then what are some of the outcomes of those collaborations?
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, as our freshwater health work progressed, we really started to hear from municipalities, particularly smaller municipalities that are concerned about climate change, predominantly the impacts of the changing climate, so an increased frequency and intensity of rain events and storm events more broadly. And they were really and still continue to be in a bit of a tough spot in that it's hard for small municipalities in rural New Brunswick. So I'm thinking communities that are, less than 10,000, definitely less than 5,000 people, to have the capacity to address climate change at the local level. And so, as a national NGO that's been working in this field for some time and working in this region for some time, we have the relationships and the contacts in place to help those communities move forward. And that work initially started with some vulnerability assessments, and we actually tackled it at a regional level because one of the unique things about the St. John River is that all of the major municipalities are along the main stem of the river where tributaries join. And if one of the big impacts from climate change is flooding, well, any community can talk about that, but individually they have very little control and ability to address the issues. So we actually tackled vulnerability assessments at a regional level, working with 3 adjacent municipalities, and from there we've moved on to some adaptation planning as well as implementation, which is for me is the end goal. That is to implement activities on the ground that help us buffer against climate change, and at the same time, we address the dual crisis, right? Climate change and biodiversity loss. Species is a big part of our work, and through this we've been able to drive a number of significant pieces forward.